Your Honor, this is jail records. We moved Mr. Flores Pedro Jesus to number 1 in the House misdemeanors.
Pedro Flores, you moved him to where?
Number 1, he'll be going first.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Should I ask the same?
Jail, what is your full name, please?
Pedro Jesus Flores Jr.
All right, so it looks like you have 5 counts of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, 1 domestic violence criminal damage charge, 1 criminal damage charge, and 1 disorderly conduct charge. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty to the charges. These are misdemeanors. Looks like you have a probation hold on you. I'm
Yes, ma'am.
going to set your bond at $1,000. You are not allowed to have any contact with Jaslyn and Alexia, and do not go to where they live. Do not commit to any further acts of domestic violence. I'm going to appoint you a city public defender. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon to talk to you about your case. Your next court date is going to be in city court on these misdemeanor charges, September 11th of 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Thank you. You're excused.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. You have a good day.
Yeah. I'm doing good. Your Honor, the jail missed the bond that you posted for him. $1,000. Thank you.
I've seen that register.
Probably misdemeanor, so she's just gonna.
What is your full name at the jail, please?
My name is Ruben Martin Romero, Your Honor.
All right, looks like you have a case in Tucson City Court. A petition to revoke your probation was filed. Looks like it was maybe today's date, and it states that you were placed on probation for a domestic violence disorderly conduct back on October 20th of 2022 for a 36-month period. The petition states that you have violated probation by failing to attend your probation review hearings and failing to complete domestic violence treatment. I am going to enter a denial of the allegations, set your bond at $1,500 cash, appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. Your next hearing date is going to be on September 11th at 1:30 p.m. in city court. Your attorney will be in touch with you to talk to you about your petition to revoke. You are excused. Thank you.
Yes.
This way. This way. Come over. Come here. Go that way. Then come back around.
Sir, at the Pima County Jail, what is your full name, please?
Case Holmes?
Is your middle name Dwayne?
Yes.
All right, you're charged with one count of a class 3 misdemeanor criminal trespass charge. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. I'm gonna release you, sir. Don't go back to 4965 West Ajo. Your next court date is gonna be in Justice Court, September 30th, 2024, 8:30 a.m. Make sure you make your court appearance. If not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Fine.
You're excused. Thank you.
That one. Sir, up on the roof there. Don't talk.
What is your full name, sir?
Stephen Joseph Costanza.
All right, Mr. Costanza, looks like you had 3 warrants for your arrest out of Justice Court. Actually, one of them was 2 of them are shoplifting cases and one is a false reporting charges. For all 3 cases, I'm gonna enter pleas of not guilty, quash the warrants, set your next court date for September 30th at 8:30 a.m. in Justice Court. Hold on a second. You also had cases out of city court, but hold on, give me a moment here. All right, and out of city court, you also had some 2 cases. One is new charge of domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct, and drug paraphernalia possession. And then you had a warrant for a shoplifting case. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. And hold on a second. So it looks like pretrial services did a background check on you and you scored a 6 out of 6 on the criminal activity scale and a 6 of 6 on the failure to appear scale. They're recommending a bond in your case, some sort of bond. Mr. Costanoza, because of your multiple failures to appear in city court and in justice court, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. You are not allowed to have any contact with Polista Arzadi. Don't call her, don't text her. If you were to get out of custody, you cannot go to where she lives. Have no contact with her whatsoever. I am going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. Your next hearing date's going to be in city court, September 11th at 1:30 p.m. And your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Have a seat out there, bud. Laura.
What is your full name?
There
please?
you go.
Ashley Lara,
What's your middle name?
M.
I'm sorry, what is it? What is it?
Murray,
All right.
Murray.
I'm charged with one count of criminal damage. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. I am going to allow you to be released even though you have a felony hold on you. Your next court date in South Tucson is going to be September 17th at 10 a.m. And you are not allowed to go back to 3020 South 6th Avenue, number 219. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I was in a psych ward. I went to a psych ward. I told the officers that that wasn't me that had done that. I live next to them.
Okay.
And they moved out and I had filed police reports stating that I was having issues with them.
When you go to court on South Tucson on September 17th, you can talk to the prosecutor about the case and let him know that there's an identity issue. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Let's go back up there, man. Sit with the ladies.
Do you have the, what was the date again? They'll give it to you. Actually, against people as they leave. How is it?
Yeah.
What is your full name, please?
Marina Estela Sandoval.
All right, looks like you have two separate cases. One's a domestic violence assault from August 14th. There's also another, and that case involved, I believe it was, let me see, your mother.
Mhm.
Marina is the daughter, yep, involving your mother. The other case was a domestic violence assault, domestic violence criminal damage, same date. And that is also involves your mother. And it looks like allegedly she sustained some injuries. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. For each of your cases, your bond is set at $500, no contact with your mother. Your next court date is going to be in Justice Court, September 3rd at 1:00 p.m. And I also have to appoint you an attorney because I'm holding you. Hold on a second. Do you know who the attorneys are? I don't have a list here for Justice Court. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm going to appoint Janet Altschuler as your appointed counsel, and she will be in touch with you soon. I'm going to list her phone number on your paperwork. Your next court date is going to be September 3rd at 1:00 p.m. She'll be in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So sit out there. Taylor.
Hold on a second. What is your full name, please?
Linda Nicole Taylor.
Ms. Taylor, it looks like you had a warrant for your arrest out of Justice Court. And it looks like it was for an assault disorderly conduct case that's been pending since September 27th of 2021. I am going to enter plea of not guilty. The judge wanted you held on a $2,499 bond. Not going to set your bond that high, but it is at $1,000. I do have to appoint an attorney for you. And hold on a second. I am going to appoint Robin Ald as your appointed counsel in the case. Your next hearing date in Justice Court is going to be September 3rd at 1:00 p.m. And I'll list the attorney's phone number, but the attorney will be in touch with you also. Thank you. You're excused.
Can I postpone? When? Oh, sit up there. Okay. Choose. Maxwell. Maxwell? Oh, then.
Yeah.
Sit down.
What is your full name, please?
My full name is Sebastian Valenzuela Ortiz.
All right, Mr. Valenzuela Ortiz, it looks like you had 4 cases in warrant status out of justice courts. One of the cases was a shoplifting case. The judge in that case wants you held on a $2,499 bond. The other cases were shoplifting, criminal trespass from October 14, 2023, a criminal trespass from October 30th, 2023, a shoplifting criminal trespass on May 7th of 2024. I am going to quash the warrants. For the one shoplifting case that the judge wanted you held on, your bond is set at $1,000. I will have to appoint an attorney to represent you. Her name is Janet Altschiller. I'm going to list her phone number on your paperwork. Hold on a second. She will also be in touch with you at the jail to talk to you about your 4 cases. For all 4 cases, for the other 3 cases, your bond is set at $200 each. Again, Jen Altschiller is appointed. September 3rd at 10 a.m. is your next court date for all of your cases in justice court. Hold on a second.
So am I getting released today or what?
No.
On the justice court cases, you are not unless you post the bond, but we also have to get to your city court cases. So give me a moment here.
What's going on? I'm not gonna be able to get a room. Like it. Can I please get a room? Like it. I call them on.
Yeah, you'll get a blanket. You're better.
Valenzuela Ortiz,
Thanks, sir.
Mr. Ortiz, you also picked up new charges of criminal trespass and disorderly conduct in 1 case in city court and a 2nd case for criminal trespass. You also had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cases in warrant status. And then you had other pending cases for criminal trespass, obstructing a highway, and drug paraphernalia. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 as cash. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you for all your cases in city court. Your attorney will be in touch with you at the Pima County Jail. Your next court date in city court, September 6th at 1:45 p.m. Your attorney from City Public Defender's Office will be in touch with you. You are excused. Thank you. What's your full name, sir?
Larry Ray Maxfield Jr.
How do you spell Ray?
R-A-Y.
All right, thank you. You are charged with 1 count of domestic violence assault, domestic violence unlawful imprisonment, domestic violence disorderly conduct, and theft. I am going to enter plea. I am going to release you. Hold on a second. I'm going to release you. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in city court, October 8th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I believe that.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Go ahead and have a seat out there. Robert, take a seat. Take your arms on your shirt.
What is your full name, sir?
Robert Mark Talbot.
All right. Mr. Talbot, you had 5 cases in warrant status out of city court. You had a criminal trespass from June 20th of 2024, criminal trespass, again, same date, June 30th, 2024. Drug paraphernalia possession from July 12th of 2024. A criminal trespass from July 12th, 2024, and another charge for July 12th, 2024. I'm going to quash the warrants, enter pleas of not guilty. Looks like you show up, you didn't show up for your arraignments, and then you were booked into the jail and you didn't bother to show back up for court. Your bond is set at $500. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your next hearing date is going to be in City Court, September 6th at 1:45 p.m. Thank you. You are excused.
Take a seat out there.
September 6th.
I think release it though.
No.
You got, hold on.
I crossed it out, but I think that's the date it said.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I get it. Hello, what is your full name, please?
Dale Mark Sproul.
Oh.
Wait,
oh,
wait,
sorry.
complaint. I am going to enter plea of not guilty.
On
So you
Cal-
know, you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. I'm going to hear first from the county attorney, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Mr. Goodman.
Your Honor, we're requesting 50,000 with pre-trial. He does have an older prior, but nonetheless, it is a violent one. He's got an NVCA flag, and the regardless of whether the category of individuals reside in his home or not, just based on the allegations of going out and seeking them is concerning and is in support of the requested high bond.
Defense counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, I'd ask you to consider, especially if you are going to post a bond, that when, even with his old prior, I don't know how far back they go, but he has no failures to appear, even older than 2 years. So I do believe that he was successful even those years ago in 2006 through 2009 in making sure that he showed up to court regularly. So I don't think that's a concern. Obviously, I understand there's other concerns, but I wanted to note that I don't think that's a concern. He is a full-time cook, so he does have a job, he's employed, and so I don't think he's really going to be able to post a high bond, Your Honor, or any bond for that matter. So I'd ask you considering the least onerous conditions, and the fact that his prior is very old, and so that he, nonetheless does score at a level 1 right now on the scale for pretrial services.
Mr. Sproul, your bond set at $20,000, no contact. Well, Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Preliminary hearing is set for September 9th at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Okay. Been here a long time? You've been here a long time? Yes. It's true.
What's your name, please?
I'll state my name.
Yeah.
Sean Mariano Llamas.
You had a felony warrant for your arrest for one charge of armed robbery and aggravated robbery. The alleged incident dates were from May 25th of 2024. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash the warrant, let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent and to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you. Mr. Lamas, the state's asking that you be held without bond pursuant to the Arizona Constitution, which states that if you have committed this offense while you're on release on another felony matter, you're not entitled to bond. Defense counsel.
I suppose we'll have to wait for the no bond hearing, Your Honor.
Mr. Yamas, you're going to be held without bond. Your first hearing is a no bond hearing on September 4th, 2024 at 2:30 p.m. And your preliminary hearing is set September 9th at 1:30 p.m. You are not allowed to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. Don't go back to the incident location, possession of firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
So really quickly. Okay.
Martinez.
What is your full name, please?
Edgar Soto Martinez.
You are charged with an aggravated DUI charge. I'm an inner plea of not guilty. I need to let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. The county attorney's office, the prosecutor's office is okay with your release to the supervision of pretrial services. I will follow that recommendation and release you to their supervision. You must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. Sir, while you're on release status, you are not allowed to drive without a valid license. You are not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set September 19th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. If you violate the conditions of release, you can be taken back into custody immediately. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Everything will move forward.
Okay, just tell her your name in a second.
What is your full name, please?
Addison Ray Schroeder.
Ms. Schroeder, you're charged with unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of narcotic paraphernalia. I'm going to I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. Sorry about that. You have been arrested and accused of the crimes of unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in getting released from jail custody now and learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing date?
Yes.
I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. You must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. While you're on release status, Ms. Schroeder, you are not allowed to drink any alcohol, do not take any illegal drugs, and do not be in possession of any illegal drugs. The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. And counsel, you're willing to waive time limits for the preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
So your first hearing is called a SMART hearing. It's set for next week. Well, is it next week? September 9th, 2024 at 9 a.m. in Superior Court. You must be present in court. You'll be there with your attorney. If you don't show up, a warrant's going to issue for your arrest, and you may not then be eligible for that special diversion program. Your preliminary hearing is set to October 14th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. So Ms. Schroeder, you also had some city court cases where you had warrants for your arrest. And hold on a second. Do you have the sentencing ministries? Because these are failed diversion hearings.
The dangers.
So we don't have any ministries?
I mean, terms, we'll get them dismissed at the additional. Which is paid.
That's what I need. I need the sentencing ministries, 2 of them. Hold on, Ms. Schroeder. You also had warrants for your arrest out of city court. Let's see. Looks like you had taken a diversion plea offer back on May 30th of 2019 in CM 18049-656, CM 18049-660. Looks like you pled guilty to a domestic violence assault, domestic violence threats and intimidation charges. And you were supposed to complete some diversion counseling and some other requirements by diversion. And apparently you did not complete diversion successfully. So a sentencing hearing was set and then you didn't show up, so a warrant was issued for you. Oh, it looks like you also didn't pay the restitution amount. So you attended 7 of 26 meetings and you owed $135. I believe it was for restitution. Hold on a second. I'm assuming the restitution owed was $135. Seeing from the paperwork. All right, so Ms. Schroeder, all I'm going to do at this time is just enter the pleas into the record and resolve those 2 cases out of city court. So hold on a second.
I'm sure she's very peaceful.
Mr. Goodman, you're excused. You may be excused. And
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good night.
Your Honor, I apologize for this. I have one, and it may not make a difference. This may be resolved by the state smart court. There are no dangerous drugs alleged. There were only narcotic drugs alleged, I believe. And I mean, I know that there's still probable cause. I just thought I should maybe say something.
Well, if you prefer to dismiss it and actually have me indict her, we can go that route, Miss McFlenny.
Well, I wasn't trying to be difficult, Peter. I just wanted to make sure the right charges were charged. But I mean, okay, we'll just go along with what, court. We'll figure it out later. Won't be able to do it. But it's fine. Like you said, it'll get dismissed again.
hold on, Ms. Schroeder. I'm trying to fill out your paperwork from city courts.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and Miss Conflenny, to clarify, mushrooms and Xanax are a dangerous drug.
Okay. All right. Xanax, drug offender. I think we are. Were we excused, Your Honor, from the? You
The
had
felony
said-
attorneys are, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Madison Schroeder, on the 2 diversion cases, it looks like you had pled guilty. Like I said, let me see, the date back on May 30th, 2019. One case was a domestic violence assault case. The offense date was August 22nd, 2018. The other case was CM 18049-660. You pled guilty to domestic violence threats and intimidation charge. Same date, and you pled guilty. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty to both charges. Place you on 18 months of supervision with corrective solutions. You're going to have to report to room 401 on by September 4th to check in with them. And part of your conditions of probation is that you've got to complete 36 sessions of domestic violence counseling, a psych evaluation and treatment. You must complete those requirements by June 15th of 2025. The fine for the domestic violence assault was $750. I'll suspend that. The fine for the domestic violence threats and intimidation is $2,500. I'll suspend $2,000. So you're left paying $500 and $135 in restitution. Your payment plan is going to be $25 monthly beginning October 15th, 2024. I'm going to release you on these 2 cases. Make sure you make it to room 401 at City Court by September 4th of 2024. If you do not, they could issue a petition to revoke your probation. You also,
Right, yes, ma'am.
you also had a 3rd case. It was a domestic violence paraphernalia charge. It was a warrant for your arrest. The alleged incident date was from September 14th of 2024. I am going to quash the warrant. I'll release you on that charge. Your next court date is going to be October 7th, 2024 at 2:00 p.m. in City Court. You must appear. If you do not, a warrant's going to issue for your arrest. So you're going to get copies of your paperwork. You got to make sure you make these court dates.
Okay.
All right. You are excused. Thank you.
Both are up to see what that.
Am I going to call them?
Yeah, you're gonna lose.
Everyone's excused. Thank you very much.